This is the Paranormal Report. Hey, it's the Paranormal Report. I'm Jim.
I'm Dar. What's new? What's exciting?
Merry
Happy
Christmas,
holidays.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'm wearing my holiday sweater with a twist. Look at this one. Right? The brown sweater.
The other side. Other side is the Browns helmet, Jim. Pick the other side. You're showing snowflakes.
No, I'm not. I could see it right here on the recording. I can see it right here on the recording.
For me, it's the opposite.
So sorry that it worked out like that. Sorry that the whole season worked out like that. And
it's every season.
The Browns are going to.
We don't have a professional.
I've got a gift. I've got a gift for our Browns team here in Cleveland. A big chunk of coal.
I have a better one. There you go.
That's what happens when you watch the games.
Absolutely.
You laugh.
No, I don't even think you laugh anymore. You just have you're just
you cry.
Numb. You're just numb. I have a better gift. How about a pink slip for Kevin Stefanski?
I hate to see anybody lose their job, but I think that it's time that we move on.
If you or I or anyone else on this earth held a position like he has held for 6 years doing zero, and the only couple years that he did anything was not because of him, it was in spite of him.
Yeah,
we all would have been fired in 2 seconds.
The two assistant coaches who were key in that, Alex Van Pelt and Bill Callahan, are no longer here. And suddenly he's not coach of the year anymore. Maybe they were coaches of the year.
What a joke. He's a joke.
Think about that. Yeah,
he's a joke. We have a high school teams in the area that can play better than the Cleveland Browns right now.
It's very sad. But I'm gonna wear my proudly. I'm still gonna wear my shirt. Anyway,
well, it's festive.
The main thing is we hope everybody's having a great holiday season. If you celebrate, hope you have a happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to those that celebrate, and Happy Holidays and Happy New Year to everybody. And just a little housekeeping, and we'll get on with it. This will be our final live to tape show before the end of the year, and we'll be back after Christmas at the beginning of the year with a Paranormal Report Best of the Year. So you're only going to miss out 1 week of the Paranormal Report. We're going to take Christmas week off, but we'll be back with kind of our best of 2025. Right, Dar?
Absolutely. Too much to do personally.
Yeah. And we have our holiday live stream. We're going to tell you more about that. That's going to be on December 27th, and that'll be live on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jim Harold. But we'll talk about that more in a little bit. But first, UFO whistleblower claims Trump was fully briefed on alien hybrids living among humans. This, of course, is from dailymail.co.uk. We're talking about David Grush. He was recently interviewed by Fox News, Brett Baer. And he said, members of this current administration are very well aware of this reality. Certainly, the current president is very knowledgeable on this subject, Grush said. And he said, basically, if the president comes forward, he could be the most consequential leader in world history. And Trump's going, what do you mean become? Become. People are saying. Now, Trump, for his part, he said he's never been a big believer. He's never really been into it. But in 2024, when he was asked on the Lex Friedman podcast, huge podcast, he was asked about the files and would he declassify the files on potential aliens. He said, sure, I'll do that. I would do that. I'd love to do that. I have to do that. But he hasn't done that.
Going to do that. Nobody's going to do that.
But listen, this is another thing. And no, they're not going to, Republican or Democrat. I don't believe that they will. Missouri Congressman Eric Burleson, who I thought when I saw him on the in those hearings that he was kind of a skeptic, but I guess he's done a 180. He talked about Grush and Grush's statement, and he talked about Grush revealing the alleged existence of at least 4 alien species humans secretly know about. Burleson added that Grush had briefed the president on the existence of a race known as the Nordics, who are generally human in appearance with fair skin and blonde hair. And that goes back to the way aliens were described in the 50s when people like George Adamski, the contactees, said that they had contact. So, what's going to happen? I don't know. Grush feels that the U.S. has seen a mixed bag of activity. We're not quite sure if they're good or they're bad or a little bit of both. So we'll see what happens. I'm sorry. I mean, if you're a fan of the president, don't mean to offend, but I don't think he's going to reveal a damn thing. And I don't think, and I think the same thing. If it were President Biden, I don't think he would have released a damn thing.
Let's just be honest. This has been going on for years and years and years. Every president has probably been briefed. Every president has chosen not to say anything. Ronnie Reagan almost said something. You had said, a couple weeks ago, you had that tidbit of information.
This is kind of well known. The UN speech, I think it was 1987, and he said something like, "I often wonder how humanity would come together if we were faced with an outside force, basically aliens." And I'm like, why is he saying that? Does he know something?
Sure, they all do.
I always thought that was a very interesting statement. Yeah,
they all know. They all know things. They all know it, and for whatever reason, they're not releasing the information. Maybe it's a good reason. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Like
a lot
I
of
said,
people I hear
just
is like it's like the Nick Pope theory: the truth too terrible to tell. Maybe we were created by aliens. Maybe aliens are time travelers. I think I saw something this week, Tim Burchett, there was something about, the pushback that he gets on this subject and that it could affect people's religion. Supposedly, Jimmy Carter cried in the 1970s when he was briefed on the truth about the UFO reality. Don't know if that's true, but the point being that there's a lot of thought that there's this deep, dark secret that they don't want to spring on people because it would totally invert their worldview and those kind of things. And who knows, maybe that's a psyop. We're going to talk about something else later in the show that might actually be a psychological operation. But in the meantime, let's go back. Let's go way back and tell us about this next story.
He's back in the news. Michel de Nostradamus.
Yes. Yeah.
His predictions for 2026. I'm complete skeptic when it comes to this guy and all of this stuff because it's being interpreted by people today, correct? So, I mean, you could read into anything what he's saying, but anyway, it's not all doom and gloom. There might be something positive to look forward to, but by the time you get to the end of this article, then you find the glimmer of positivity because the entire the entire article about his predictions are all horrible and negative. So they're just saying a great swarm of bees will arise by night the ambush. Not really bees. They're saying it's not insects. They're saying the bees are symbolizing power and a nod to world leaders. So they're speculating it's something either with Trump or Putin or who knows.
Nostradamus is saying.
Maybe. I don't know. Political allies could also join forces and make a surprising political decision. They're also talking about the number 26. It was in one of his quatrains. He says, because of the favor that the city will show, the Ticino will overflow with blood. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. In Italian, it would be Ticino, but Ticino, Ticino, the southernmost area of Switzerland, known for its forests, lakes, glaciers. Nobody knows geographically specifically what this could mean. They think that's why it's all these hints. They think he's hinting at a renewed European conflict, which does kind of go into play with what Baba Vanga had predicted. So a lot of people are seeing this European conflict with more predictions of war. He goes on, Nostradamus, 7 months, great war, people dead through evil, ruin, Evero, the king will not fail. So another conflict led by 2 stubborn leaders they feel cannot fail. Human blood will sprinkle the sanctuary. The 3 fires rise from the eastern sides while the west loses its light in silence. So a lot of conflict. He's basically saying also like they're even interpreting it could mean that there's like increased fears with AI, that robots will take over jobs. I mean,
I think this is so subjective. It's like an ink block.
That's the problem I have with all of this.
It's like a Rorschach test. And I remember when I was a kid.
I'll come up with something else.
There was the same back in my day. Everybody thinks I'm 97 anyway.
I married a much older man.
Yeah, Woo! much older. Oh. But I do remember in the 80s, I'll be like Anna Nicole Smith and that guy that he married.
Hey, I'll be Anna Nicole Smith. You could be the guy.
Well, that's right.
Va va voom.
But anyway, the point being that I remember in the 80s when I was a mere child, the same stuff was going on. I mean, and back then I'm like, ooh, ah. Now I'm really very skeptical about it. Not that possibly the guy didn't have the ability to see the future. Maybe he did. But now it's just like a parlor trick. Well, let's see how we can twist this and turn it to fit into 2026. Because how specifically do they know this is about 2026?
Right, they don't.
Did he say in the year 2026? No.
He didn't say the year at all.
So I'm not sure that any of that's coming. But I tell you what is coming on December 19th. Well, it's coming as closely, supposedly, it's supposed to be, and it sounds like it'll be a comfortable distance, 167 million miles. But I'm talking, of course, about 3I Atlas. And the UN's International Asteroid Warning Network is closely watching it. This is from, I believe, Live Science, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they go in here and they talk to a gentleman, James Bauer, a small bodies node principal investigator at the International Asteroid Warning Network that the UN has, and a research professor in the University of Maryland's Astronomy Department. And basically what they're kind of the gist of what they're saying is they're doing this as almost like a dry run, almost like a fire drill in some ways. The idea, Bauer said, the idea behind these campaigns is really to strengthen the technical capabilities for measuring sky positions, which we call astrometry, for asteroids and comets. We want the community to use the latest and greatest techniques. It sounds like people are very, very interesting. Also, Bauer calls it a comet's comet. So, I mean, obviously, they're very convinced that it is a comet. There's another article here. The space agencies also are conducting their largest ever planetary defense drill with 3I Atlas approaching. NASA representatives told the New York Post this is an excellent opportunity for observers around the world to practice tracking where a comet is in the sky, should a hazardous comet to Earth ever be found. So they're referring to it kind of as a trial run, and that's basically it. Now, the European Space Agency also had something to say about this. Hazards originating in space carry the risk of sudden disaster and potentially derailing everyday life, from natural threats like asteroids and solar storms to the human-made one of space debris. ESA's Space Safety Programming, I just said that because it has an E on it. That's fine. Is dedicated to making sure we can detect, predict, and mitigate these space hazards in time. And I think that's a fair point. I mean, I'm not going to say necessarily, ooh, that means that it's something horrible and awful that's going to attack us. Now, Avi Loeb, for his part, it talks in one of these articles, and he says, we really get to get on the stick with our defensive capabilities. And they talk about how they've been able to shoot a craft into an asteroid and actually cause it to deviate because, what was that movie? Was that Deep Impact? There were a couple movies like that where an asteroid came and hit Earth. And I think Morgan Freeman was present in one of those, which would be pretty cool. Morgan Freeman. And
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Awesome. That's all I've got to say. I mean, I remember watching Morgan Freeman on The Electric Company when I was a real little kid before he was Morgan Freeman. But anyway.
Who was he? No.
He was the unknown Morgan Freeman.
That's better.
But anyway, the point being that I think they're very, very smart to keep a track on this, even if they don't think this particular object is going to cause us any harm, because it is good for a dry run and those kind of things. I think the closer it's coming to us, the more it's seeming like it is a comet. But what do you think? And how can we see it, Dar?
Well, I don't know what it is, but it'll be interesting because this will tell a lot. On Friday, it will tell a lot. But just quickly, I'm going to post a couple links. If you want to see it yourself, If you don't have a telescope and you want to see it, you can't see it with the naked eye. So scientificamerican.com, I'm going to post a link. They're posting a link to the Virtual Telescope Project, and they're planning to the Virtual Telescope Project's planning to live stream it, the approach of it, starting at 11:00 p.m. Eastern Time on December 18th.
Wow!
So you can watch a live stream as the comet's coming in, as 3I Atlas is coming in. If you do have a telescope, a small one, they said, according to USA Today, I'm going to post this link too, says that you should be able to observe it in the pre-dawn sky. What you should do, look east to northeast, and you could catch the comet right under the star Regulus, one of the brightest stars visible to Earth, in the constellation Leo. And that's according to NASA's December Skywatching Guide. So I'll put those, I'll put those links in there if you want to go out and see it. Now, Jim, we've got Natalie's telescope that she won't get out of my house. Maybe we should take it outside. That would be fun.
That's actually a good idea. I never thought about that.
I wonder if there's too much light around here, though, if that would affect it.
Light pollution.
You know what? We have to go try. I think we should go try. And it's supposed to be slightly warmer than the whopping 20 degrees that we have right now.
Oh, my gosh. This weather has just been unbelievable. It's been unbelievable.
Bizarre.
I mean, the thing is that, we've had very mild winters and so forth, and this is kind of like we've been thrown in the middle of January. Whereas we were having winters that were really too warm. This has gone to the other extreme, and it's like too cold for this time of year. So I do enjoy some snow this time of year. I think it's nice.
Oh, I know. So I'm hoping it doesn't melt for Christmas. I like a white Christmas, and then it can go ahead and melt. I couldn't.
Yeah, but I think I think you've stated, and I agree, it's probably going to be 45, 50 degrees and no snow. So there you go. But it doesn't matter because we're still in a festive mood, come rain or shine or snow or whatever. On December 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing a live stream. We're going to be doing Amazon gift card giveaway, T-shirt giveaway, book giveaway, trivia. All of us will be there. It's going to be a great time. It is our annual holiday live stream, Dar. And we're looking forward to it, but we decided this year we'd do something a little different. We'll do it shortly after Christmas. So for those who celebrate, go ahead and have fun in your holiday. And then, a day or two after, you're like maybe getting a little like, what do you call it? Cabin fever, because you're like shut in the house, usually Christmas the day after maybe. This is
a lot of people go out. We are shut in the house.
Well, we are. Anyway, it'll be something different. And,
something festive still. Yeah. Keep the holiday season going.
Yeah,
right?
I kind of like your idea. I mean, I wish a pet peeve of mine is the Christmas stations the radio stations are so like gung-ho for Christmas music. They're like putting it on like the 1st of November, which is, too early. But then, 12:01, December 26th, they turn it off.
It's off.
And it's like what they should do, and I think some stations in the past have done this, that week between Christmas and New Year, what I'd like to hear is like, the first day after Christmas, say there's 4 songs, 3 of them are Christmas songs, and 4th. Then the next day, 2,
Make a slow transition.
Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't know.
That's why I don't listen to radio anymore.
Well, I've come to treat it the way I think you treat it, is that week between Christmas and New Year's kind of still Christmas. I think
it is still Christmas.
That. Yeah.
I mean, I look at if you talk about the 12 days of Christmas and you talk about, the Epiphany, which is on January 6th for those that, are religious, that's supposedly the date that the wise men came. I mean, so technically, we don't leave.
Plus we get to play with all of our toys. Ooh.
They get to play with their toys. I just put everything away and pick up wrapping paper and start cooking dinner.
You go. Well, after the holidays, we've got a new year, and it's going to be a big new year for somebody in New York. The new mayor, Mamdani, some people love him, some people not so much, but certainly a lot of attention to him. And Mayor Adams, outgoing Mayor Adams, says, watch out. What's this all about, Dar?
He said, Mamdani's going to get ghosted. And I have to say, this is from the NewYorkPost.com. I have to say, I get really angry at this first sentence. Quote, outgoing woo-woo loving mayor Eric Adams.
Oh, gosh.
Woo-woo. What? Because he believes in ghosts. He's woo woo. Okay, so we're all woo woo, everyone. Anyway, he spookily warned successor Mamdani that his soon to be new home of Gracie Mansion is haunted. He said, "Beware of the ghost." He said it's a friendly ghost as long as you're doing right by the city. If you don't become right by the city, he turns into a poltergeist. Don't know how true that is, but anyway, he has talked over the years of weird things that have happened in Gracie Mansion. He said, "I don't care what anyone says. There's ghosts in there, man," and has talked about some of the things that have happened. He said that it'd be a grave error to ignore the mansion's history and energy. And if you go back to the history, I guess the mansion has seen at least 2 deaths. The daughter-in-law of the shipping merchant who built the mansion died in 1819. And Susan Wagner, the wife of former Mayor Robert Wagner, died in the mansion in 1964. So he said, you hear squeaks, you hear a door close. There's different sounds inside the building as you walk around at night. You can hear them. So he believes, and he's just saying, of course, then you've got Bill de Blasio said he didn't, none of that's true.
Maybe they didn't like him.
He said he positively never heard or saw any ghosts during his 8 years in the mansion.
Well, I do believe some people are more, I really do believe this. Yeah. I believe some people are more sensitive. I do too. And I also think some people are more closed-minded. So, I mean,
yes.
Just because de Blasio didn't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Correct.
It's like, I didn't see it. It doesn't exist.
I agree with you. I think, some people are more open. Some people are more in tune with, their instincts. They're more in tune with their sensitivities, and they can feel. I mean, I've gone in rooms. I can feel. You even said you could feel like cold. Yeah. You can. I mean, so de Blasio is maybe just closed off. That's all. 2
quick things. One. If you want to hear about Dar's trip to a psychic, make sure you tune into Behind the Scenes. We just released that last week. People love that episode. It's over our Plus Club, jimharold.com/plus, so make sure to check that out. And then, Dar, any updates on that, since we're talking about ghosty stuff? Any updates on the Conjuring House? Anything that you can enlighten us with?
Yeah, I wanted to bring you guys an update today. We are recording this on Tuesday, December 16th. But so I scoured the internet even right before we started recording. There's nothing new out there. I read an article that was more of the same, that there was the lawsuit. The only thing they did give a hint that there was supposed to be a preliminary hearing yesterday morning, Monday morning, the 15th. However, no follow-up to any of that. And I imagine some of it, unfortunately, and is so sad, is due to what's been happening in Providence, Rhode Island with Brown University. So I think they have a little more important news to report on. But we'll keep you posted. I will keep checking, and just stay tuned, and we'll see if anything comes from that. I'd like to know what happened with that preliminary hearing, if it was just very basic or if anything was decided, which I don't think it would be, but just, you never know, just to hear what had been said. So
it will be interesting to see what develops. And something else is interesting. This story here that you found, it is, let's see, who's it from? It is from Daily Mail again. Now, this one's interesting to me because we actually did an interview with Colm Kelleher, who had written a book with George Knapp about some of the weird goings-on and the hitchhiker effect. This is something where people have a UFO experience, and then they have other supposedly what looks to be unrelated paranormal activity happen to them. So apparently there was an interview lately with George Knapp and Dr. James Lakatsky. Lakatsky, an intelligence analyst previously with the Defense Intelligence Agency, said that basically many witnesses who had these UFO investigations going, they would have paranormal experiences after seeing the objects. So
interesting.
He says, we realize that people who openly say, I observed a UFO up close, maybe on the ground, that they always seem to have a paranormal connection in some ways if you gently push them. And this, again, goes back to the whole kind of hitchhiker effect. Lou Elizondo talked about it in his book, Imminent, in his house, having those kind of things. Now, for example, here we go. One investigator was plagued by mysterious orbs when he returned to his home on the East Coast and even saw what he described as a wolf-like creature that walked on two legs, Lakatsky said. Lakatsky said, I mean, what? Did it get on a train or a plane to come to Washington? But I mean, this seems to be...
One ticket, please.
Yeah. And apparently this wolf had left deep scratches on the marks on the tree it was resting against. There was physical evidence.
Ooh.
Yeah. What Lakatsky also said...
Oh, it was a bear.
I could see from my organization the threat potential, and we were uncovering many of the things you were observing, strange creatures. And they wanted to figure out what caused this. They were thinking maybe it was some kind of delusion. He said, we wanted to learn what could be weaponized here. So, I mean, the thing is that I think and the story goes on, and certainly do check out, they mention right here, Colin Kelleher. And he was one of those people who experienced this, was Colin Kelleher. And if you're in the Plus Club, you can go back and listen to that interview I did with him a couple of years ago. But the point being, when I was growing up and when I was first interested in this, I thought, they're just craft coming from up there, down here. And now all of a sudden it seems like all of this is so much more complex, right? There's so much more going on. It's not maybe just visits. Maybe it's interdimensional. Maybe it's time travel. Maybe they live under the ocean. If you look at the work of Jacques Vallée, that there's a lot of high strangeness going on. The take-home message is this phenomena is way more complicated than I think most of us who have been interested in it previously thought. What say you?
Yes.
Thank you for your pointed analysis.
See, I'm so verbose today.
Yes.
No, I mean, I believe people have these experiences and they can't be explained for whatever reason. I mean, maybe we are just not capable yet, brain power wise, of understanding these things. I don't know. There was some thought that popped into my head recently about everything. And, the people that don't believe, right? More about skeptics, not even skeptics, people that are just hardcore. That's never happened. It's never going to happen. You people are all on drugs. My thought about them is not necessarily, I think for some of them, it's not necessarily they don't believe. It's they don't want to believe, because if you think about what some of the outcomes could be, that's terrifying, right? If there is something there, is it hostile? Is it going to take us out? Do we, I'm almost of the mind is like ignorance is bliss, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like maybe if we don't know that much about it, you live happier. I don't know. Because I think some things can be quite terrifying, and maybe we just can't comprehend it yet, Well,
it goes back to that quote that I always say, and it wasn't mine, but the universe is not only stranger than we understand, it is stranger than we can understand. And I believe that. I believe there's some truth to that. Well, Argentina, some spooky stuff.
We don't understand this.
Yeah,
okay,
we don't understand this. Yeah.
I watched this and I got freaked out, and I normally don't, because I normally I can explain it away, or I'm just like, whatever. So there's this creepy video that's showing this ghost, this like vanishing face that's in a car. This is from unexplainedmysteries.com. And so this guy was outside of a hospital in Mendoza, and the clip's gone viral. It was recorded by Molina_Javier_J. They think he's an employee, maybe a doctor who worked at the hospital, and he was on the night shift of the incident when it happened. I wish I spoke Spanish because I didn't quite. You can hear him speaking. I mean, I got the gist of some of the things he was saying. He got goosebumps. It was gone. So anyway, he noticed what appeared to be a face looking back at him from one of the front seats of a car that was parked right outside the door. So he grabbed his phone and he started recording it. And So here's my take. So when I started watching the video, I saw the face. And I'm like, well, that could be explained. It's probably a shadow from the side or what. I'm like, big deal. It did look like a face, but I'm like, it could probably be explained. What freaked me out is the face moved. It moved down and then back up, and it was like it was moving. So I'm like, is somebody outside? So I think he thought the same thing. He's like, okay, I've got to go see. So he went outside. He went outside, and he was like completely creeped out. There was nobody inside the car, nobody outside. I thought maybe it was like a reflection, but he even showed you what it was, like a brick wall that was there. There was nothing there that would have. It was bizarre. And then I thought, well, maybe was it a reflection of him? But it wasn't, because you could see a reflection of him when he goes out to the car and you see his face in the window. Didn't look like him. It looked like a ghost. It was creepy. I got a little scared. So
yeah, that seems pretty scary to me.
It goes down, it kind of bails out, and then it comes back up. It's okay. Was somebody doing a prank? I don't know. Nobody even else knows. They said the sighting had been preceded by a loud bang. I didn't hear the bang, but I think I don't know. But I go check it out. See what you guys think. I don't know. It was creepy to me. Whatever it was, even if it can be explained, even if it was a shadow of something, it looked creepy. So if you want to be creeped out.
Very creepy indeed.
This is creepy too.
Well, I was going to say, I think this is the scariest story of them all today. And it's not as much, it plays into something very mysterious, but it's not necessarily paranormal. But I think it's a close enough cousin.
But it's unexplainable. So if you go from the definition of it being, if you go with the definition like paranormal or things that can't easily be explained, I don't know. I can't explain this. I mean, I guess they have an explanation.
Another Daily Mail story. Russia's Doomsday radio, which has apparently been online since the Cold War, has blasted 15 cryptic messages. Now, to set the stage geopolitically, we know that Europe is in a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of concern about what they're going to do if they're going to attack other countries in Europe, particularly NATO countries. And the thing is that, I mean, I've been reading, the Germans and different people are really preparing and doing all these things. Yes. And it's really scary. And I don't think it's getting enough play in our media.
Not in the U.S. It's not.
No, because we're too busy worried about BS. Yeah. So apparently this channel is known as UVB 76. And this last week it broadcast multiple transmissions in code this week, sending 3 signals on Monday, followed by 8 more on Wednesday. So this must have been last week. Here are some of the things that they broadcast, some code words. Pepper shaker, transfer, pabodol, spinobaz, frigoria, opalny, snopovi, and muionosvad.
Very good.
Yeah. Now, this station has been named the Buzzer or the Doomsday Radio. It's been running since the 70s. And experts think that it is connected to Russia's Strategic Military Command for sending secret orders to the nation's armed forces. Now, here it gets even scarier. Listen to this. By the way, NATO Chief Mark Rutte, I guess that's how you pronounce it, added during a speech in Berlin Thursday that Russia has brought war back to Europe and we must be prepared for the scale of war our grandparents and great-grandparents endured.
Wait, who said this? Our guy said this?
The chief of NATO said this.
Oh.
Yeah. Now here they also found this. November 17th. There was another message, one that included Nitsi 15854 Latvia 589444167. And the fact that it said Latvia, freaked a lot of people out because Latvia is a member of NATO. If they attack NATO, that means it puts Article 5 into force. You know what that means? The United States is going to war and everybody's going to war. And the slippery slope that could go down. So it's very, very scary. And it reminds me a lot of I've talked to you about this, and you know me, I'm a nerd for broadcasting, radio. I used to love to listen to shortwave in the 90s when that was still a thing. The one thing that was fascinating, and we actually did an Unpleasant Dreams about this.
Yes.
In fact, we should link that in this episode.
We should.
Number stations. And it's these number, you would go on shortwave and you would turn it on and it'd be like 5, 4, 17, 9, 5, 5. And it would just repeat. And then it'd have some music. 5, 4. And nobody knows what they're about. Another thing we could link up, there was something called the Conant Project. And basically it was like recordings of shortwave number stations. It's the Conant Project, C-O-N-E-T. And it's not paranormal, but it's weird and it's fascinating
terrifying to me.
And it is, well, even listening to them.
Because
I played some of them for you, and the way they do it, it's just so chilling.
I'm like, I don't want to hear this. It was creepy. It creeped me out.
Yeah, it's like
5,
4,
9.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got static, and it's 7.
Very eerie. And
so very
the one,
eerie.
They had a small girl reading it, and this is before AI, right? So It wasn't a machine. I mean, I think there might have been some that were machine generated. But this was a person they had reading this into mic. Now, obviously, probably recorded it and looped it or something. But man, freaky.
That would have been interesting. How long?
Scarier than the Browns offense.
No, I don't think anything's scarier than that.
The offensive offense. And by the way, I'm Team Shador. Give that guy a chance. Give that kid a chance. Team Shador.
Okay.
All the way.
There we go. Going back to the story. No, I just wanted to say, I wonder how long you'd have to listen. You said, would they loop it back? I wonder how long it took if they did loop it, if they ever looped it back. Did anybody know? Did you ever read about that? Like, did the numbers ever repeat? Like, did the whole broadcast just go back to the beginning and do it again?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. And it was in, just weird. There's been British accents. There's American accents. I mean, it's just weird.
I will put links. It's just bizarre. And I'm going to put a link to Cassandra talking about it on Unpleasant Dreams. Maddie wrote the story, right?
Yeah. That was one of my favorites. Yeah. I'm like, we got to do one.
I know.
I love that.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Well, there you go.
So, you know what? I wonder what the astrologers have to say, because again, 2025 is ending. Hopefully we're not ending. 3i Atlas is coming. The Russians are coming. What do the astrologers say about all this?
Yeah, well, according to Elle.com, there are certain things that every astrological sign should do before 2025 ends. I found this kind of interesting. I check out the article. It tells you each thing. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. Aries says, forgive what you've been holding on to, especially yourself. And then if you go in the article, you could read a little bit more about what these things mean. Taurus, exit the groups or commitments that no longer align. Gemini, make a definitive decision about your professional direction. Those two are very interesting because, first of all, Taurus, Natalie, I sent that to Natalie and she freaked out because she's going through something like that. Cancer, Jim, you choose the one dream that deserves your full attention, your full devotion. Leo, opt out of power struggles and reclaim your freedom. I sent that to Cassandra and she mistook the whole thing. Virgo, speak your needs without cushioning them. Libra, replace one draining habit with a sustaining one. Fellow Scorpios, finish a passion project or close the book on it. Isn't that funny? That's so funny.
Fish or cut bait.
Sagittarius, resolve one issue at home so you can start fresh. Capricorn, streamline one communication habit so your inner world can settle. Aquarius, make one financial move that strengthens your footing. And finally, Pisces, retire one outdated version of yourself. It says upgrade. So I don't know. I thought the little doohickeys were a little interesting and whatnot. So if you believe.
Yeah, I'm always interested. We used to years ago have an astrologer on the show at the beginning of the year. It's something I'd like to reinstate.
Oh,
at
I
some
tried
point.
a few.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes. We've had guests.
Guys, you don't know.
Yeah, we've been having a little more success. There've been some high profile guests we've gone after, and they've actually said yes. So,
well, we were trying to do some more high profile people, things that were a little more mainstream. We wanted to bring to Paranormal Podcast. So,
yes, so
we're not giving up. We're working on it.
No, we're honing our message. Well, regardless, our message for you today is Merry Christmas. Join us on the holiday live stream. That is youtube.com/Jim Harold, youtube.com/Jim Harold. And by the way, that channel is growing. We kind of like in November kind of hit the jets on it, and it has been growing. I mean, it's not like one of these huge 200,000 subscribers or anything, but it's starting to percolate a little bit.
That's awesome.
We're approaching 20,000 subs to that channel. So, hey, if you're watching this on video on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. It really does mean a lot.
Tell your friends to subscribe. Pass the word out there.
I just think the fact that, like, okay, let's say somebody comes across my video. If I've got a low number of subscribers, they're like, he's not good. It's not interesting. But if they say he's got 100,000 subscribers, which is, my interim goal eventually here, because I want to get one of those neat little plaques, But anyway,
help Jim get his plaque. He wants his plaque
that's
so badly.
right. And I've only got 81,000 to go. But we're approaching 20,000. That would be a meaningful.
That would be so nice.
Yeah.
A nice Christmas gift for Jim.
Yeah.
Come on, people.
And it doesn't cost anything. So subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are watching this on YouTube. And I know some of you watch on Spotify too, because we have Spotify video now, which is awesome. But if you're watching on YouTube, as a condition of watching this, you need to subscribe to this channel. I'll just say it. So please do that. We bring you this show for free every week. So that's the one thing that we'll ask for this show specifically. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you haven't, if you're listening, because I know most people listen, I realize for me, I like to listen to podcasts because I like to do other things. But sometimes, more and more people, it's really interesting. We're looking at the numbers. About 25% of people watch these shows on television. It's really changing. Yeah.
I do that with my
my big
YouTube
head on like a 55-inch screen. Frightening. But anyway.
Worse, you can see all my imperfections.
But check it out. And the nice thing about that is now people are seeing I'm not 97 years old. I was like, oh my God, I thought Jim was like 90. And it's like,
brother.
I ain't young, but I ain't that old. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Hey, so I also want to encourage people to check out virtualcampfire.com.
Virtualcampfiregroup.com. Virtualcampfiregroup.com. You sit corrected.
I do, because I'm always on there. I don't know. Not always, but I mean, I try to get on there every day.
She does a better job than I do.
I try to communicate with everyone.
She does.
Yeah, you have to go answer. You have to go answer the question that was on there. People want to know what the word for dish towel is in Italian.
Oh, I know that.
Well, I know you do.
No.
Because we were talking about babushka. See, you need to watch. You guys need to subscribe. You got to be subscribers to get behind the scenes, so you understand the meaning of babushka. Of the Plus Club.
Yes,
Plus Club. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, but join the group. It's a nice community. The group is
free.
People.
Yeah, we're asking like 3 different things. So YouTube channel's free. Virtualcampfiregroup.com is free. And then if you're a super fan and want to get all the back contact and behind the scenes, that's jimharold.com/plus. And that ain't free, but it's a big thing for us. So yeah, I'm loving the virtual campfire group. I think that's, we had a lot of good developments this year. I think 2024 was a tough year. I think things were kind of going down is the feel that I had. And now 2025, it was a rough year. 2025, the first half was kind of treading water, but I feel like the second half of this year, it's been slowly but surely moving up on all fronts.
As an update, though, just so people know, I mean, I know we talked about it much earlier in the year, how you really wanted to get to a certain amount of subscribers. Was it 3,000?
Yeah, I wanted to get to 3,000 plus club. We didn't make it.
We never did.
No.
Just so you guys know. So it's not like, oh, they're in the clear now. We're not.
No, actually, we are making, and this is something that we won't fully explain or announce until the probably the second episode in January. We're making a major change to our business model. It does not involve the Plus Club, except that we will rely more on the Plus Club. But there's going to be a major change to our business model, which I think is going to work out, but I don't know is going to work out. So we're really going to be relying on the Plus Club. Yeah, big leap of faith.
A big leap of faith.
And a lot of it is to actually improve the product for the Plus Club members.
Yep. Yes.
That's a big motivation behind it. So we'll tell you more about that. But the point is, we need your support more than ever, actually, with the Plus Club. So things are moving in a positive direction, but we got to keep them moving in the positive direction so we can keep bringing you the shows. And we thank you so much. And that's another thing we want to just say. And we say this at Thanksgiving. We typically say this at the time of the year. Thank you so much. You make it possible for us to do something we enjoy. You know, I've been doing this full time, for 13 years now. You've been working with the business for a couple of years, the family business for a couple of years now, leaving speech therapy, taking another big leap of faith. I know that you say that you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it, but that's because of you guys supporting us. It's so important.
It's been tremendous. I told you this the other day while we were sitting on the couch, how much I enjoy working for you, working with you. It changed my whole life. See, now you all are going to make me cry. But it really has. I mean, I think I really enjoy helping people. I really, 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 truly do. But I feel like many fields out there, you don't really get to do the help that you want to give.
The way you want to do it.
There's a lot of bureaucracy and the things you want to do. So you get burned out. And I think many of you in healthcare and probably other fields know what that's like. You get burned out from the bureaucracy. And when you came up with this offer for me and I jumped at it, I was scared. I'm like, I don't know. But it's been nothing but tremendous. And I thank you. And I really thank all of you guys out there for making that happen for me. It really did turn my life around. And Jim knows how upset and depressed I've been, was for years because I wasn't enjoying what I was doing anymore.
It had gotten to the point where you weren't enjoying it anymore, but you're enjoying this.
I was miserable.
So thank you all. And I hope that you all have a great holiday. I hope you get everything you want. And most of all, we hope for you to be healthy, happy, and safe.
Yes, focus on yourself. I know, and we've been talking about this on virtual. This time of year can be very rough. You think back to all the loved ones you've lost or different parts of your life that are changed now. Try to do something good for yourself. That's what that's just my advice. Try, and I know it's hard because sometimes it's hard just to be selfish. I have a hard time with that sometimes where I have to focus on me.
Me too.
Jim has no problem with that.
I'm so selfless. Good Lord. It's a sacrifice for me.
Jim did take the dogs out for me this morning when it was 17 degrees. So that was
give me the Nobel
nice.
Peace Prize, will you? Maybe I deserve it. I need to deserve the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, God. Here we go. Do we have to end on that, man?
All righty.
All right.
Well,
anyway, Merry Christmas. Happy
Merry
Hanukkah. Happy New Year, but you'll get to hear more from us on our live stream. So please join us.
Now's the time when we dance.
Sprockets.
I'm not going to say the other part.